Hello and welcome to the podcast where we ask the cinematic question, are you movie mad? I'm Andrew Jones and I'm always movie mad, and I'm with...
I'm Johnny Ellis and I am movie_mad.
He is on Twitter as that. He proclaims to be movie mad, and I don't believe him one bit, because every time I mention a film, he seems to look at me in this kind of quizzical face like, I'm a child, what are you talking about?
I am a child.
What are you talking about?
I'm only 22.
Oh my goodness, you're so young, and I'm so old. What are we going to do to each other? Maybe we're going to watch... Jesus Christ.
Don't take the priest's line. Right, let's go.
It takes a community to raise a child, so it takes a community to abuse a child. And I'm a big fan of Community. And today, if you didn't guess from the wonderful hint we did last week, in which Johnny managed to make sure that he made it really hard, I think the trivia question was kind of perhaps...
I have had questions coming in every single day asking me...
Who are you? Why are you so obsessed with Boo from Monsters Inc., you pervert? Those kind of questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do like to ask you that every day.
But mainly asking, what is the next film? I just can't figure it out.
And what is it?
It is Crank. No, sorry. It's the other one. Expendables. No.
And the worst part is, Johnny has not seen many of the Jason Statham films. And thus, yes, he is right to be vitrioled by the internet. Please attack him. I'm calling all of my followers to finally take down a man who has no clue what Jason Statham's best roles are. If I say to him, Chev Chelios, he looks at me with a blank stare on his face. You know, that kind of level.
Is that the full name of Che?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chev Chelios.
Benicio del Toro is Chev Chelios.
Yeah.
In Soderbergh's 4.5 hour movie about Chev fucking Chelios. We're watching...
The Mechanic.
The Mechanic.
The Mechanic. Someone has to fix the problems.
It's the UK tagline.
Tagline.
And you know who that fixer is?
Do you know what...
It's Juno. Juno McGuff.
Do you know what a better...
Juno McGuff.
A better tagline would have been... Mechanic means car fixer in English.
Boy. We were expecting me to really go for that one. You're Sicario in the head, you know that.
That was a good one.
No, in Mexico that means you're awful.
Right, so looking at the cover,
the Blu-ray UK cover from Momentum Pictures, now under Studio Canal. No, E1's company.
What?
Nerding for distribution.
So Jason Statham's hanging off a building.
What?
I assume Tom Cruise is around the other corner.
They're best buddies.
Yeah.
They're always hanging out. Literally.
And he's pointing a gun out, and there's a helicopter, and there's another helicopter that's
an exploded helicopter. Everybody,
Yep.
We have an exploded helicopter on the cover. You know it's good. When I found that image on Shutterstock.
And that's about it. Also,
it's not about it, is it? If you look at the title design, you'll see the Mechanic has what inside the title itself?
A target.
Scope.
Aimed right at the H. I don't know what that means.
The H.
Yeah.
The hateful H.
I
didn't expect that one to get a big laugh. I didn't bother. You're a terrible audience.
It says...
We're in front of 3,000 people right now, by the way. It's really awkward. We were at Albert Hall. We sold out. This is sponsored by McDonald's. We sold out. We really sold out. Buy McDonald's. Their food, technically.
Apparently.
Under the guidelines of the law, they count.
So,
Checking nutritional balance. It's going off the rails.
So the Mechanic has got
There's
Jason
someone
Statham,
who can fix your problems.
and it says Ben Foster here as well.
From Warcraft, the beginning.
From
the program.
Yeah, from the program. That's what I'm expecting.
From 30 Days of Night.
I expect it to be a just him riding past on his bike.
From 6 Feet Under.
Yeah, I've never seen 6 Feet Under. I should really watch that. I'll add that to my TV series list.
From Alpha Dog.
Nope.
trying to go through every
I think
Ben
all
Foster
I
film
know.
can think of.
I think the only thing I've seen him in is the program and Warcraft.
What's the one where he's with Robin White? Oh, Real Life.
No.
Mm.
Is that a TV show?
No, it's Real Life.
Oh.
It's Real Life. You're a dipshit. It's real. Is Real Life on the big screen? Can I go and see Real Life now? It's so... Oh, that's really depressing. You probably love Pokemon Go. So, what do you reckon the mechanic is?
I reckon he's someone that fixes cars.
Someone, and I'm writing this down, that fixes what kind of thing?
Cars.
Ooh.
Automobiles. Things with 4 wheels on it.
Oh, so quad bikes.
Yeah.
Okay. What if it's a boat that has 4 wheels just in case? Like, for safety, or in a cargo ship.
If it has 4 wheels, he has to fix it.
He has to fix it.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no, like, you can deny any service. He has to do it by law.
Yeah.
Is it like a decree from God
so
or something?
people can bring in sort of wardrobes.
But as long as they've got 4 tyres.
Yeah. No, not 4 tyres, just 4
4
wheels.
candles. Wait, can they be Lego wheels? Just like,
Yeah.
oh, blimey.
Yeah.
But it has to be on them, not in them.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got to stick them on.
Yeah.
And he'll fix everything.
Yeah. I don't know how this...
It's a nuclear bomb. It's got...
I don't know how it leads him to get on a building.
You've
Does
seen the
the
Fast and
building
Furious
have
films,
walls?
haven't you?
Yes.
Sometimes, you can't fly up to a place. You have to drive up to a high level.
Yeah. I mean, he's wearing all black. Maybe he's... Is he a hitman?
Or a
Could
ninja?
be a hitman with the target. Or a thief. No, probably a hitman.
I'm saying hitman. What does that mean in Mexican?
It means Sicario in Mexican.
Oh, boy. The joke that won't die. Despite us trying desperately to. So, what do you reckon the plot is? What is he hitmanning?
I honestly have no idea. Because the helicopters are behind him.
So they're not having any... There's just another film going on behind him. It's
Yeah.
like, Jason Statham's here, but there's also like another film about a helicopter chase.
Or maybe there's a mirror in front of him.
Wait, what? So we're looking at a mirror image?
Sorry, there's a mirror behind him, and he's shot. The,
okay.
He shot.
But where's the camera? Where's the cameraman in that shot? Because we've got to be there as well. And I can't see us.
They've edited him out.
But we can't see Jason Statham's bum in the reflection, and I want to see Jason Statham's bum.
Well, yeah, because that would have bumped it up to an 18.
Oh man, you have no idea.
But yeah, I literally have no idea what's going to happen. It's a brilliant, brutal action thriller, says the Sunday Mirror.
4 stars. But what's Ben Foster doing?
Riding a spike.
Riding a spike.
His bike.
A spike. He just sits on a spike. He's like, oh, I don't like him off him.
That's how he gets the injections.
Is what he says.
Yeah.
Quietly.
Spoiler.
Praying. Nope. But it can't just be about him killing someone, can it? That's got to be... What's the plot? There's got to be something.
I honestly have no idea. It gives away nothing.
Well, then you'll have to guess.
Someone has stolen his toupee.
Whoa. You think Jason Statham's going around with hair?
He was.
He doesn't... Do you think he needs hair?
He was. He was really self-conscious about it, and someone took it.
Jason Statham's never been self-conscious in his life.
So...
I don't need hair.
So that's a problem for him.
Completely shaved. Perfect for diving.
It's a problem for
Diving
him.
into vagina.
So he has to fix the problems.
The problem is his hair.
Yeah.
Is he playing William
Or his
Shatner?
lack of hair.
Is that what's going on? He's William Shatner, someone's taking his hair, he's going to do something about it. They're going to sing Rocket Man.
Elton John has taken...
Elton John's taking my wig.
hair.
Oh, you know what? The bitch is back. Saturday night's alright for killing. Got anything?
I've got nothing. I don't know what to expect, which is fun.
But Benny and the Jason. There's got to be something.
All I've got is Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Pull me closer, the mechanic. Count the bullets in your head wound.
Your Elton John impression is spot on.
Oh no, it's spotlight on. Elton John has never inappropriately touched a child that we know of. And we would like to make sure that he doesn't. So if you would like to lock him up for possible future crimes, then by all means, Tom Cruise, go after him. Oh yeah, you haven't seen Minority Report either. We've got to add that to the goddamn list. I look at John, look at you, every time, thinking, okay, right, I'll make a reference to a film that you haven't seen that film. Every time. This is why we're doing this podcast. I want him to laugh at my jokes. That's all I'm doing. Is making sure he watches everything I reference, plus The Mechanic, apparently.
Yeah, you chose The Mechanic, not me.
No, the sequel's coming out. You're desperate to see it.
Oh, yeah, I chose The Mechanic.
Because you love Jason Statham films, that's why you've seen none of them.
Because I'm picky and I have to see the first one. I watched the Bourne trilogy before I rewatched the Bourne trilogy before I watched Jason Bourne. That was a bad move. Never watch any of those films. We should mention the director of The Mechanic. This is why I was really excited about this film when it was coming out. I don't know who's...
Simon West. Director of Con Air, which immediately I remember he got it added onto the list. Lara Croft Tomb Raider, not so good.
That's another.
But it's got a great song at the end.
So many. In my defence, I spend most of my time watching new films, new releases. I think I said that last week, didn't I?
Yeah, you keep mentioning how much you love new films. I just need
to. Not that I love them, but that's why I spend.
And annoyingly, Simon West also, did The Expendables 2, which I was like, it's good.
Asleep.
The director of The Mechanic and Con Air is going to give The Expendables a lease of life that the first one did not do. And it turned out, nope. Sylvester Stallone has no clue what he's doing. It's keeping making that franchise terrible. But Simon West has 2 good films for his name, and we're about to watch one. We're going to sit down, get our wrenches out, and fiddle about with some nuts. It's The Mechanic.
I want to know what you know. Go online. It's all on the internet. But I don't want to read it. I want to do it.
The target is high profile. Get this done quickly and discreetly.
I do assignments. Designated targets. Cop killers. Gangbangers. Terrorists. What I do requires a certain mindset. I don't care who I hurt or who I kill. Nice.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
We're doing it.
We're doing it right. Well, we just took our car into the shop to get it fixed.
Wow, why?
Statham fans will not be disappointed, the people.
Why did you make me watch that?
All out.
Why did I make me watch that?
All out action, says Zoo. I remember this being really fun when I saw it. I was like, this is good Statham. This is like, Simon West back to his best. Rhymes.
Did that actually come out in cinemas?
Yes.
That
January 2011.
It felt so straight to DVD, except for about an hour into it. That was when it got sort of... it seemed, but it was still in that straight to DVD.
I seem to remember it felt like it had more. Like the Ben Foster relationship felt stronger. I don't know. Ben Foster seemed to be more of a comedic, interesting element to it. Now I'm watching it, it's like, what? What are we doing here?
Painful.
How long is this?
110 minutes. You said 92.
92. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I said it was only like 98, 99. But yeah, it's a film which it takes its first 45 minutes really slow, and then suddenly it's like, we've got so many plates spinning. That one goes, and then that one smashes, and then we'll smash this one, and then we'll unsmash this one and glue it back together quickly. Franchise.
Yeah,
it's morally bankrupt. We'll say that first off. Oh.
I mean, Donald Sutherland was a nice surprise right off the bat. I
didn't want to show you that so that you got that kind of excitement when he appears.
As a 24 fan, as a human. Yeah,
mainly
as a 24 fan.
Well, you're wrong.
But yeah, Ben Foster doesn't fit as his son.
No, he's way too young.
Yeah,
way too young. He was fucking in his 60s to get that kid out. Can we start off with Statham? Where are you at?
Statham,
the staff.
I mean, he's fine. He's
okay.
He's okay in this. He's not the best I've seen him, and he's.
But I mean, in general.
In general, I like him. I like his work. Of which
you have seen.
I'm trying to think. I'd say mainly I would know him from Fast and Furious, possibly
7. And the end of 6.
Yeah. I think that would be like my...
Which is like,
my
first... Statham doing over-the-top Statham. Like, this is a tiny bit of my character taken to an extreme level for the sake of Stathaming.
The thing that annoyed me with this was...
He didn't swear much.
It takes about 30 minutes until he touches the car. In a mechanical sense.
Yes.
And
it takes him a while to touch anyone,
for like
really.
2 seconds.
Yeah, he's not really a real mechanic.
Yeah.
But he does
False
use...
advertising.
I mean, he's a hitman who uses ask.com to search for Kansas classifieds.
With a K.
Double K. For mechanic needed. This is your Craigslist with a K.
Yeah.
For hitmen and other dark web stuff. Wet work.
But before that, we did have the ridiculously edited sex.
Are we going to talk about the fuck montage?
It's
with the song doing it right.
It's literally sex and stop. Like
he walks in. He's just killed a guy. He's under a pool waiting for the cartel leader to come in. He keeps him under there until he can't breathe. Lets the body float up, and then Weekend at Bernie's him into swimming to the end of the pool to get rid of him. Jumps off a bridge, timed right to drop in the middle of a boat in the barge that it's pulling, so he can go underneath and then grab the barge, hide under there, in order to get to Louisiana, because Statham's from Louisiana in this one, to get onto a jetty, to get onto his boat, which is being looked after by a guy who just sleeps and has scotch all day, in order to get to his mysterious penthouse wooden location in the woods, in order to then go back out after he's counted all the money to go to a club to see a woman who'll point at a place to sit down, so you can sit down. So she walks over there, he looks at her ass, and they go back and fuck for like 5 seconds.
The club he goes to, the woman's singing.
Yes.
My god, the most whiniest singing. And I don't.
We're doing the flappers of the 20s, the flappers of the 20s, the flappers of the 20s.
And I don't know why, but
Everyone
it
knows
just
the lyrics,
gave
by the
me a soap vibe. I think just the way it looked.
She was very
the
out
the
of...
whole film
I
looked,
mean,
really.
she's deep in the heart of Louisiana. You expect something like Treme going on here. You want some sax, you want some tuba, you want some trumpet, some real jazz, some old school blues. But it's weirdly we're getting Great Gatsby here. It's everyone white has been pulled into this one film in Louisiana. It's kind of like, wait, what? And everyone who has a vagina is barely in it.
Yeah.
And if they are, they're showing it. Apparently, they're showing it right. 2 fuck montages in this film. 2 of them. Because Ben Foster has one in an alleyway. He's like, wait, what? And then he just has a montage of him, I don't know, walking down a street drinking. Very strange. You okay there?
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, then we go on to...
So, Donald Sutherland is like the head hitman guy, the guy who gets all the group together to hitman.
And Harry McKenna has poisoned a well.
Jeez, you wrote down his name.
Yeah.
That's detail.
I wrote down the quote. Because I just...
Is that what he said? Tony Goldwyn says Harry McKenna has
Harry
poisoned
McKenna has poisoned a well. And something like he needs to be taken out or something like that.
Because Tony Goldwyn is the other person who knew about some sort of operation in Cape Town. Him and Donald Sutherland, Harry McKenna. And it's gone to pot. They've got photos of this guy who's been shot in the head a couple of times. Just photos of this guy who Statham seems to know. And it's like, well, only 2 of us knew about it, so it's clearly him doing it. Kill him, kill that guy. The guy you love. Not me, him. Guess the twist in the movie, 5 minutes in.
So yeah, he gets killed off pretty quick. And it was so sad to see.
See him use scissors to power cut his own security.
That was ridiculous.
Wheel down a ramp and then have to go backwards downstairs on his wheelchair.
Because scissors, if you put scissors into a plug socket, it doesn't do that.
Well,
take
welcome
out
to
a whole floor.
Myth Podcasts. We're going to test out scissors on a plug socket on a large building with a massive security operation. With plastic handling.
And then he's going down backwards in this little wheelchair downstairs. And then when he gets shot, the worst thing was, did you notice the wheelchair just go back a bit?
He slumps. Yeah. He gets shot in the heart, he slumps, and the wheelchair slowly moves backwards as he goes forward a little bit. It's a really sad, long shot.
Yeah.
But we have to remember that Donald Sutherland doesn't go out without a fight. He shoots... His car has been made to look like it's been a carjacking by Jason Statham. So Sutherland gets out his gun, which has on one side the Latin and
Amat Victoria Cuman.
Yep.
Which
is the Latin. And then on the other side, it has the English version. Victory loves preparation.
That was what it was. It looked like the screen sort of automatically translated it for you.
It wouldn't put it past it.
It really did. Because then when...
it was like it suddenly morphed into it. You're like getting stated on view, and he knows Latin, so obviously it becomes what we know.
Yeah, it's like you look at it, and then you look at it again, and it's got English.
It's just flopped it around.
Because when the gun comes back into play, you see it in English, and I thought it was the same on the same side that we saw the Latin.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, maybe... I don't know. Maybe just the film is
dumb,
sort of augmented reality sort of thing.
Ooh,
I didn't.
It's like an app for mechanics. Well, there's Statham. He only says his name. I'm Arthur Bishop, Arthur Bishop, and he has a really crazy attack.
What was Bishop's name in Aliens?
Bishop.
But did he have a first name?
I don't know. I don't know Aliens very well. I know the mechanic very well, but I don't know the Aliens very well. Ask me anything about Jason Statham, I'm good. Ask me anything about, a franchise people like. Oh, boy.
Yeah, this was just painful to watch.
It doesn't hold up. Let me tell you that. Feels...
Although, oddly, I am really intrigued. It's made me looking forward to the sequel, just to see if it will be that same standard.
So the story is... He kills Donald Sutherland. And then he goes to the grave, and then it's Ben Foster, the troubled son of Donald Sutherland, somehow. Yeah. And he's kind of drinking at his father's place. He's
drinking, dancing, and shooting.
All those things. He has a rage montage with iPod in, just doing this rage dance. It's like Footloose, but with guns. And he's going to go out and find some carjackers who killed his father, maybe.
Yeah.
So he just sits in a car, smoking possibly weed or just like a cigarette rolled out to look like a joint, sitting there waiting for anyone who's black to come over. Because there's two black people in this movie. One of them is a carjacker. The other one is a drunk old man who just sits by a jetty trying to wait for Jason Statham to give him drink and money. I
was really hoping that would be a big twist, that he would be in on it or something, and he'd be a mechanic. As well.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
And I thought he was going to...
he's an old one who's been doing this for a while and he's helping out. He's just like...
And so when the people... I keep flipping back and forth, but when people come to the jetty, I was sort of gutted to see that he was floating.
He's just face up.
Yeah, I thought he was going to jump out of the water and be like, screw you guys.
When he's dead, his eyes are kind of facing like they've been made to look towards Jason Statham as well, which is really strange. And who got there to do that? That's effort, to actually just go in there and actually move the eyeballs to look the same.
No, Jason did that himself.
Oh,
bit rude, isn't it, mate?
Oh, mate, I love you. You're my best friend. It's fine. Plenty of my friends are black and dead. Oh, shit. I'm from Louisiana. Dead safe. Ben Foster wants to get into killing because he needs something to keep his life going. He loves violence, and he watches Jason Statham go for his first kill.
Yes.
Let's talk about let's talk about the illegal arms dealer. He goes and visits.
Illegal arms dealer.
He knocks on the door. It's like, who's this guy? I haven't vetted him. He's fine. He's with me. Okay, come in.
Autoerotic.
And then he strangles him in front of Ben Foster. Ben Foster watches Jason Statham strangle a man, and then does an inverse world's greatest dad. He strangles a man and then makes it look like he was jerking it.
Yep.
Doing it right.
And Ben Foster just stares on, sort of in a weird...
Because he's watching both the murder and the porn that's being played, and he's like, I'm going to go home and have a great shootout rage iPod dance to this. Oh. And then he's going to find someone to fuck in anyway. Because women are only there for sex. And in some cases, they're only there for sex and then an abortion and then to be murdered afterwards by the leader of a church. Oh, this is a fun film. But before we get to there, Ben Foster has to do his first kill.
Yep.
How does Ben Foster do his first kill?
Picks up a man.
Oh, he's got to do a lot before that.
6'7" man.
He gets a dog.
I has to go to get a coffee and do Sudoku.
Every day at 9 through 10 or 10 or 11?
He doesn't look like a guy who could do Sudoku.
He doesn't look like a guy who's up that early,
yeah.
to be honest, and having a coffee. And wearing, weirdly, a cap from like a street urchin.
I just realised it's the mechanic's version of wax on, wax off.
Wow, this film has layer.
It is. It's like, why are you making me go to this cafe every... see the guy behind you? He's a you gotta get.
But while he's doing this for the entire month, they also then have just shots of them shooting at a range that they've created in Louisiana, and they're just like really having like great time.
Yeah,
best buddies.
It didn't look like a sort of training montage.
It's just they're like, hey, we're shooting, and we're really good at shooting already.
Yeah.
That's it. We're just good.
It didn't even
There's
try.
no
at
progression.
Least Django Unchained tried, you know?
Oh, we're back to Tarantino already.
Oh,
but yeah,
boys.
there's just no... It's just, they're good. That's it. Yeah, I mean, sure, they've got guns. That's fine. You know, Ben Foster already has guns, but just teaching him to shoot, what's the point?
What I was confused by was there's a point where he shoots through a cinder block.
Yes.
And it explodes the cinder block, but it looked like he was shooting through the cinder block.
Yeah.
So why would it blow the cinder block up if
because
it
looks
through the
cool.
hole?
Everybody, Jason Statham's new movie looks cool. They blow up a cinder block, and at one point, you know, they have to go into. They have to go and kill the leader of a church. Hey, that's really cool. How do we do
we
it?
haven't got to the 6 foot man yet.
Oh, yeah, no, we've got. Sorry, you're right. We've got to get Jason Statham.
I hate it when people do that.
Jason Statham has to warm up some drugs in front of Ben Foster to hand to him and say, "Don't do anything except this one thing I tell you. I tell you one thing to do. I'm a professional. I've been doing it for years.
And I'm going to tell you a million things not to do. Like, don't get in his car.
Don't go to a second location with a guy.
Yep, and he does everything.
Just pour it in his drink in a bar and then walk away. Simple as."
But good old Ben Foster just wants a bit of action first.
He just wants to be loved by a giant man.
I was honestly expecting, because when he starts unbuckling his belt,
he unboxes this man live on YouTube.
I was honestly expecting him to bite his cock
We're doing
off.
We're doing it. Rah! Just this fuck montage followed by an unprofit style. He's got a razor blade in his cheek. He just puts it on the penis. Ugh.
So yeah,
that's right. We do unprofit jokes. Welcome.
That's one for.
That's one you'll never have to watch.
Oh really? I've got it on DVD. I think.
Why?
I don't know.
I saw it at the cinema. Ugh. The guy who did Rust and Bone, so it's 2 hours of nothing.
That I've not seen either.
2 hours of nothing. Except Rust. I think Unprofit is like 2 hours 20, 2 hours 30.
Oh.
Way too long by 2.5 hours. Like this movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
God.
So yeah, he starts to be undressed by this giant hulk of a man in his house.
And then he goes, "Oh, I saw Jason do this. I can do it to a 6'7" man."
Because Jason Statham did it to a 5-foot man who is working in the arms trade by, you know, just living in a shabby apartment. He goes to this guy who is a mechanic as well, who is a giant beefcake, and goes, "I'll just put his belt around his neck. It'll be fine.
You won't see this on camera."
No. And then he proceeds to get beaten up around his apartment for about 2.5 minutes.
And they mentioned the fact that he likes boys, and I thought it was the fact that he likes young boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he's like,
"No, it's
he
just
likes
twinks.
young boys, so we'll send you along, Ben Foster, but you've got a beard."
Yeah, but he looks young.
Yeah, but still.
He looks like you. And I'm a big beefcake. What's gonna happen? It's a sitcom. The situation is rape. The comedy comes from the situation.
So they have a massive fight sequence where
it goes on for a long while. It's like the Raid.
Yeah.
Except, you know, it's like the Raid 2. Very long for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
He gets a screwdriver at one point and gives the guy a good couple of
pokes,
penetrations.
Yeah, that was the word.
The guy walks through glass with with bare feet because he's seen
saying
Die Hard.
"Fuck you, Bill." fuck you. What's his name?
Steve.
No.
Or
Die Hard.
Oh,
Bruce Willis. That was it.
I don't understand. I've never seen it. What's that one? You have to explain the entire plot to me before we continue.
Bruce Willis dies really hard.
Oh, I bet he does.
Yeah.
Just up.
Yeah.
Rigor mortis.
Yeah.
Oh man, Neon Demon style.
Mm-hmm. So he stabs this guy. Does he kill the guy?
No, not yet. No, because he's got to then have the guy walk on glass first.
Yeah.
Get close to him.
Guy walks on glass.
Then, oh boy,
He does kill him somehow.
Because the whole fridge sequence, the kitchen
Yeah.
sequence, and then he gets thrown in the bookcase. Then that's the
Yeah.
glass. What happens? Where does
He does die.
Yeah, no, he does die.
Does Jason Statham pop down?
No, Jason Statham doesn't. That's the thing, because he gets him down on the ground and kills him eventually, but then he puts the vial in his mouth.
Oh yeah.
There's like let's just do that as well for no. But he doesn't do the clench the jaw so it goes through the liquid. It just puts it in the mouth like here's my DNA.
Yeah.
Thank
that
me
felt
later.
Strange. I thought they were gonna pick that back up.
Yeah, no, it's
Maybe
just
for the Mechanic 2.
Mechanic Resurrection. Spoilers to come. Yeah, he somehow kills him.
Yeah, somehow.
Watch the film, find out. It's probably around the mark of 48 minutes in when they finally go, oh, we've got to have something happen in this film. And then it's like, oh, we'll always have everything happen in this film. Because Jason Statham is called up by Tony Goldwyn to say, hey, now I'm the head, do more killings because you're bad at killing now because you've got Ben Foster on your team. So here's this guy who runs his own church. Kill him.
Yeah. Which... I watched The Sacrament today, so it sort of fits in. It's sort of bookends my day of films. Because The Sacrament was the first film I watched this morning.
So you're all about the cult.
Yeah. And now this priest, not priest, he's not a reverend.
He's
don't
not a
call him
reverend, he's just called Vaughan.
Yeah.
Johnny Vaughan.
And he
He's a
gets,
fat fucking man.
Yeah.
A big old tub lard.
And they
Woohoo! Belly man.
they've seen Pulp Fiction, so they know what to do.
Yes, they're going to split him up into 4 stories.
Yeah.
One is on the penthouse suite. One's about 3 stories down. One's on the ground floor. One's in the basement where Donald Sutherland's dead. So they go on the roof of in Chicago. They're in a tower where this hotel where this guy's staying, and Ben Foster and Jason Statham hang off the roof and put cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
That somehow feed right into the room.
Yeah. And then they feed a camera through a vent.
But first they sit in
Yeah.
a hotel room themselves and monitor everything, and Ben Foster goes out to get some food because he's hungry because the fat man's eating all the food. He mentions the deli man has a band-aid on every finger, so if he sees a band-aid in the food, it's not Ben Foster's. I think that might be an ad-lib. That was so funny on the set that they had to keep it into the film because everything Ben Foster does that's supposed to be a joke seems to be placed there like, oh, it's funny.
What would have been great is if they, if Ben Foster had stolen the fat, not a reverend's food.
Vaughan.
So like someone left his food out for him to pick up outside the door, and when he goes to answer the door, it's just a half-eaten cake and Ben Foster running around the corner. Like,
it's chocolate cake. Half of it's there, half of it's now like the help. It's a chocolate pie. Octavia Spencer is there giggling in the side. Eat my shit. Anyone? The Help? Does anyone still remember that film? So they have to kill this guy with adrenaline.
Yes,
but they
then...
realise if the adrenaline doesn't work to give him a heart attack, the paramedics will rush in and give him epinephrine.
Finish the job,
and that will automatically react with the adrenaline and double heart attack. We'll get to epinephrine at some point later in our show as well. Not this one, but another Statham show.
Okay.
Statham loves epinephrine. I'm very excited for you to find out which one.
But then chemistry kicks in.
Oh no, science!
Science.
3 of my favourite things. Biology, physics, and not chemistry. So I hope it's one of those 3. Please tell me it's one of those 3 that kicks in.
It's one of those 3.
Is it? Which one?
Biology.
Are you sure?
Let's go for biology.
Are you 100% sure that what they're dealing with is definitely not chemistry?
Could be chemistry.
It's fucking chemistry. Chemistry comes into play, guys. Science. Because he's a druggie. He wants to get a fix, this fat taballard.
Yeah.
After he takes meetings first, doesn't he? Yeah. So he takes a couple of meetings with some corporate guys, and he's like really annoyed. But there's this hot chick, so he's like, "Come shit over on Big Daddy's lap." Just fondles her for a bit. He's a good guy. And also, he did this. He had sex with a 12-year-old, made her have an abortion, and before she was going to tell everyone about it, he managed to make her disappear and only be found 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Just to make sure he's definitely the bad guy, and we have to watch him die. No one's good in this film. No one, except, there's probably like an innocent child in the back of one of the shots somewhere. Yeah. Maybe? Oh no, there's the children on the phone with Tony Goldwyn early on. This is 16-year-old who's trying to big deal for babysitting the 6-year-old. They're probably perfectly innocent. Yeah. Oh, and there's a teen girl we'll get to later on. It's probably perfectly innocent as well. Yeah. Anyway, Fat Taballard, they've got to kill him.
Yeah. They're hiding behind the mirror.
They sneak up on the roof. They slip down through the roof, through the side of the walls, and then they get through to the walls into the mirror. Yeah. And behind the mirror, and they unlock the mirror.
And then they notice him taking his drugs.
Ketamine! They've got ketamine! He's hooked on ketamine, guys!
And then he gets left alone. And they go, fuck it, let's do it now. And they just...
No. They have to mention first, oh no, if ketamine counteracts the adrenaline, what do we do? I'm Scientist Statham! Welcome to Dr. Statham's Chemistry Hour!
So they want to find out what happens to ketamine when it goes inside the body. So what better way to do this?
They're using the camera they've been using to get through the vents, just to kindly put it down into the system to just really get a sense. Yeah. It's like the Magic School Bus.
Yeah, and lo and behold,
turns out
luck would have it,
it stops you breathing if you shove a camera down your throat. I don't know who'd have. I mean, was Scientist Statham that one, or was that Forensics Foster?
Forensic Foster.
Oh, Forensics Foster.
Statham was hopefully holding
He was holding
Vaughn's nose.
Oh yeah, he was. He was kindly, gently caressing him back to sleep. Like everything's going to be fine. Just have a nice time.
Well, just in case Vaughn could smell them.
And do you know what happens if you smell what the Rock is cooking? Think about what Statham's stewing. Oh boy.
So
what Foster's frying? You don't even want to think about that.
So they shove this camera down his throat. And
apparently, whilst he's so fat, his throat is still quite thin and thus gets choked.
Yeah. And then they run back behind the...
Quick, behind the mirror, guys! Scarper. And then the doctor comes in and is like, oh no! Oh, I'm just like Dr. Conrad Murray. I did a terrible thing. I've killed the world's greatest musician. The only man who can ever moonwalk because, he has the orbit of a moon because of his size. But I can make fat jokes, it's
now
fine.
I can go on I'm a Celebrity. Have you heard about that?
Really?
Apparently.
Really?
Apparently that's what's going to happen.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know whether it's... I hope to God it does.
I hope to God he brings his supplies.
He would have a host of hilarious stories to tell.
Hey, it's your Bush Tucker trial. Can you survive eating your own sins? Here's some of the albums that the greatest man pop ever made. You have to drink them all in a milkshake, which is devised of CDs, milk, and a light touch of asbestos. Live on TV. Here up. Come on, everybody. That was Yorkshire Anton Deck. Oh, we're the lowest grade Anton Deck you'll find. Oh, Boyka.
Oh, I forgot to mention another awesome quote from back when Ben Foster...
And we have to remember that the quotes in this film are so awesome. Yeah. So, sorry.
Back when Ben Foster was killing his 6'5" bear.
Yeah. He wasn't a bear, he's a beefcake.
He calls one of the guy's rooms in his apartment a chillaxing room.
He does! He calls it a chillaxing room. It's a lounge.
Yep.
But the worst thing is the guy chuckles and then, I don't know, still proceeds to want to fuck him.
He's that desperate.
I mean, Ben Foster's cute, but chillaxing is kind of like a no. At that point, the hard-on is really dropping.
So back to Vaughn. He's dead.
Again, the hard-on is really dropping. He's dead. The doctor's really worried. And the security guys are coming in.
and they're just checking themselves out in the mirror.
Hey, I look pretty good today.
Ben Foster gets a bit too nervous.
No. Oh yes, no.
He shoves a bullet through the mirror.
No. Ben Foster kicks over the little spanner thing, which launches a gold nut down through the vent onto the carpet. And we have a perfectly clear shot of that. Cut to security guy looking at it.
Oh.
Cut back to the shot, so we definitely know he's looking at this tiny piece of gold nut that's fallen out. And that's it. That's the only thing. Not the loud sound, but specifically that nut is what we're looking at as the key to there's someone in the walls. And then they go to the mirror, but it's Statham. Statham seems to be holding the gun. On some shots it's Ben Foster, in some shots it's Statham.
I thought they were both holding guns.
No, but the camera placement is like there's one person holding a gun on the back of behind them.
Yeah. And
that's Statham. And then you see the shot where it's going from the guy who's checking himself in the mirror through the wall, and Ben Foster's holding the gun.
Jesus.
Fucking ridiculous. And then suddenly, bang, kapow, because they're going to take off the mirror from the wall. Shots go firing that way, and suddenly we get into a gunfight where CGI blood is here, everybody. Welcome.
People get thrown off buildings.
CGI blood.
Yeah.
And people get thrown off buildings. I hope that's not a hostage, but he lands on a pile of CGI blood. Why? Just don't have blood. If you can't actually have squibs, don't do it. It looks awful. It's embarrassing. People get headshots, and it just looks like, we've just added a little bit of Photoshop in here, guys. It's just it's only like 1 or 2 frames. So there's no point in having it. It doesn't move, it just flashes there. It looks ugly.
So then we move from this
to... No, they have to get down first.
Oh, yeah.
They're on a roof. How do they get down?
Oh, yeah.
They get on ropes, tie it to a window cleaning thing, but make sure that's not, over the edge itself. Jump down, and then as they're being shot at, it stops perfectly at the only window in the middle of this whole building, and they can swing perfectly in and escape.
I thought that Ben Foster was going to die there, because the way he stopped looked like...
He's going to get ripped in half or something.
Yeah, looked
or
like
at least get shot.
His back was broken or something.
Oh my goodness, if it was like a Dark Knight Rises situation.
Dark Knight Rises?
Yes.
I was thinking...
Welcome! Your back is broken, Ben Foster! What a lovely, lovely boy. Welcome to my chillax room. I was born in the chillax room. You just live there. Those are references for films that no one gives a shit about 4 years ago. I'm relevant.
They get to the ground floor and split up.
Because if they're looking for 2 guys. Yeah. And they're 2 guys. Oh no! So they split up because one guy isn't suspicious at all. So Statham is sitting there in the airport, and what does he see? He sees the guy from the bullet wound pictures early on. He's walking, and he seems to be talking and carrying a bag. He's not dead at all. It's like Tony Goldwyn lied to him and chose to kill the only other guy who knows the truth. So they have a meeting on a bus.
Yep.
A very pleasant conversation, as Statham will do.
Yep.
Involving, pins from fire extinguishers. The top of a handle from a bag used multiple times to try and stab. The roof of the bus being pulled down to smash into someone.
Yeah.
And then instead of getting any answers, Jason Statham throws the guy out the window onto a car that's just driving past, hitting him in the head with a headlight.
Yeah.
Blood everywhere.
CGI blood everywhere.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, Jason Statham, he kills first, asks questions never. Then gets to the jetty.
Yep. And then...
Oh no, our soul man's dead.
Yeah, poor soul man's dead. Just lying in the water.
Staring at Jason.
And Jason manages to get rid of all the goons.
He harpoons a guy in the leg.
Yeah.
He gets a whole whaling spirit into this whole thing. He's really... he takes the time to care about what location he's in and what would be the most ironic thing to do. Which is... Because earlier, the first scene in this film, you see the cartel guy get into a car and it's got the Aquaman logo at the front. I don't know if that's also... It's a trident. I don't know if it's also a logo for a car, but it's the Aquaman logo. So I'm guessing this is part of the DC universe.
Probably.
Yeah, Jason Statham is secretly...
They'll take anything at this point.
Jason Statham is Aquaboy. Whatever Aquaman's best friend is from, long ago. It's Jason Statham from Louisiana.
Aquaman talks to fish. Jason Statham talks to dead floating bodies.
I love you. I'll get you all the scotch you want, dead floating man. Hey, Daniel Radcliffe, how's it going? Oh, did you fart again, you twat?
So
Swiss Army Man out in cinemas soon.
I still haven't seen the trailer for that.
Oh, it contains farting.
I'm sold.
That it's like the BFG, but with Dan Radcliffe and Paul Dano.
As long as the Queen gets to fart.
Oh, well, the Queen doesn't get to fart in this one, but the band Queen, including a dead Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury, because it's about a dead floating corpse who farts. So Freddie Mercury is back and fartier and gassier than ever. Chemistry and biology make physics.
So.
Statham angrily drives his boat whilst holding a phone with his sunglasses on towards his house. Isn't that a great shot?
Tells his buddy to use his left hand to shoot.
Because the guys all roaming around the house and have got him... We only find out while he's picking up the phone to Ben Foster, have got him held hostage in his own house. And there's a gun in the left cushion. I'm not a lefty. Then you're dead. If he said, I'm not a lefty, then you're a deadie. How's your dead arm?
He gets rid of those while on a boat, not even in the house. He manages to get... Technically, Jason Statham manages to get rid of them.
Yeah.
And kill them. Kills them through the use of another person.
He is a puppeteer.
Yeah.
He mechanics humans into doing what he wants them to do.
And then he arrives... And is it at that point that Donald Jr. finds his daddy's
He's
gun?
like, go and get all the guns. We're going to kill Danny Goldwyn real quick. And thus he goes to the garage and starts taking off some boxes. And out comes Victory Loves Preparation gun. Yeah. It's like, oh,
no
there's that.
Latin this time round.
Oh, gosh, no. That's too obscure,
Donald Jr. wouldn't know what that meant.
Steve. His name's Steve.
Donald Sr. didn't teach him yet.
He didn't, because he doesn't care for his son. He only cares for his real son, Arthur Bishop. The name of a dog.
So then they go to kill... What's the other...
Tony Goldwyn.
Tony Goldwyn.
I don't know his character name. Because Tony Goldwyn offers Jason Statham a lot of money, because he got $50 million for the deal.
Yeah.
And he offers him $10 million, and he goes, no. And he goes, well, then, I'm going to put a price on your head so high that your own reflection will want to shoot you. How
you haven't noticed that one?
I just want to see that film. Jason Statham and Jason Statham's reflection. They're best friends until one of them gets a price on their head. Oh, what's going to happen? The mirror world will know. So good.
But this whole time, Donald Jr. is fully aware. Or, I don't know why he would be fully aware. Like, Jason Statham could have easily talked himself out of that one. Oh, yeah, your dad left it to me.
Because he said he didn't leave anything in. He didn't have a will.
Yeah,
but he could have just said, like, I saw this. It was like an important thing. He mentioned it to me many times. He could have made a whole lie. He's good at lying. Easy. He's a fucking hitman. He does hitman things.
But Donald Jr. just doesn't. His name's Donald Jr. from now on. He just doesn't.
Is he related to the Donald we love?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Donald Jr. My best friends are Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
I can't do that voice, it'll hurt me.
He doesn't. He never says a word, and he helps him kill this. What's his name?
Tony Goldwyn.
Tony Goldwyn.
By.
They
get the building evacuated by making a call that is supposedly coming from inside the house.
Yeah. Jason takes out one of the cars.
Yep.
That is sort of protecting the middle car.
Using
his car.
And then
Donald Jr. uses a bus.
No, he uses guns to evacuate a bus so that he can take that bus.
Yeah.
Whilst wearing his newsy cap.
Yeah.
It's important that he's still wearing this bloody cap from, Tilbury.
And he manages to
ram half of it whilst Jason gets into a garbage truck with those forklifts on the front.
Yeah.
And so they're killing all these people, and then Jason just slams that forklift into the car, killing the driver.
Manages to miss.
Misses Tony.
Yeah.
Lifts him up, breaks half of the car in half, tosses it upside down, leading to the best line moment in this film. Tony Goldwyn is there on the ground, crawling out of the window. Donald Jr. and Arthur Bishop standing there with their guns out, looking at him. He has his last line.
Fuck you, was it?
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Great last line, followed by their retort. for a minute, just bullets for ages. I mean, there's overkill.
Taken right out of Inglourious Basterds.
I'm pretty sure it was taken out of Shakespeare first. Shakespeare did. Well, fuckest thou! Dagger. Yeah, they just kept throwing daggers until the guy was dead. Julius Caesar. That was how it ended. Fuckest thou!
So they get that job done.
Et tu fuckest Brutus?
And then
yeah, they get that job done. It's all good. And then Ben Foster goes and says, "Do you want some water?" Now on a trip back home. And he's like, "Yeah, sure.
I'm just going to take 5 minutes to grab this water behind us."
And while I'm leaning here, you can see the holster. And what is in my holster? Oh, it says Victory Loves Preparation.
Is that Latin?
No, I don't read Latin. It says Victory Loves Preparation because I'm an idiot. And so Jason Statham knows that Ben Foster knows that Jason Statham knows. And we know, they know, they know, we know, they know, we know, he knows, who knows, where knows, what knows. They sit down and they get into a petrol station.
Yep. And then, sorry.
You're getting tangled here.
So you get to the petrol station.
Do you want anything from the shop?
Donald Jr.
This is your last chance. I'm sorry for everything that ever happened to you, and I'm definitely not just saying this because I want to say goodbye to you. And I also want, a bit of drink from the shop. Not water, you twat.
So he sticks the petrol.
He fills up the petrol.
Fills up petrol.
He does that properly.
That's kind.
Yeah. They'll go and pay for it as well, which is great. And then he puts it in the wrong hole, which is always dangerous.
Yeah.
And it starts spurting the petrol out the exhaust.
Yep.
Which is not where you want petrol to be going.
And then
Is it, Jonathan? Spurting out of your exhaust.
Not at all.
Spotlight.
And then he hides round the corner.
He walks away to hide round the corner, slowly takes his gun out.
Yep.
Aims.
And with one shot, kaboom! And the wide shot of the explosion looks like it would have got Donald Jr.
There was no way. I mean, he couldn't even see people who were walking away at that point, so he didn't know there were civilians who were definitely caught up in that, and he was caught up in that, and that building was not going to be there.
And the cameras were caught up.
The cameras would be destroyed.
Yeah.
But he gets home, to Statham's home.
Yep.
Puts on that record that he loves so much.
Touches the record player, which he was told not to
don't touch the record player.
I was hoping that was when Jason would pop up again. Be like, I told you not to touch that.
And he put on a hockey mask and take out a machete and goes, "My name's Jason. My name's Jason Statham. Every day's Friday the 13th in this ass." He starts listening to the music. You think, he's going to play different music to the stupid classical crap that Jason Statham was playing. No. He's playing the same music because they've got license for one song. 2 songs. doing it right, and that one. They can only use doing it right for 15 seconds of montage.
And then he hops in Jason's car.
The car he was building for like 5 seconds.
That the mechanic was building, yeah.
And he was saying, I can't wait to take a spin in this. You never take a ride in this one.
And then he, after a couple of tries, starts it up and starts driving.
He's doing well. He's halfway off the driveway at that point.
Yeah. And then he notices a little note.
A nice little note.
A
handwritten love letter.
Yeah.
Really nice.
It says,
"Steve,
if you're reading this,
then you're dead, Bishop."
And he laughs his off. Kaboom!
And then the record player hits a thing on the wire which triggers a explosive, and kaboom!
Why take the house out as well?
Why take out I don't know. And then we get to see the camera from...
The camera footage from the gas station.
In which Jason Statham is seen rolling out of the way of the car he was in.
In fast forward and
reverse. So just to make sure you saw, he was rolling out. Somehow the door was left closed. It was always closed. That door was closed. And somehow managed to get away from the explosion, which goes so crazy and big, within time, so he can walk away and have a franchise.
Yeah.
Which means the guy who did the bad thing and then felt bad about doing the bad thing and then made amends for doing the bad thing, kind of, but still done this bad thing, gets away with that scot-free and kills the guy who was trying to make amends for someone who did the bad thing by finally getting revenge on the bad people who did the bad thing, who had never done anything bad in his life, really.
So roll on number 2.
Mechanic Resurrection. He's back and he's going to kill more Ben Fosters. Just for the shit of it.
This was without a doubt one of the worst films I've seen this week.
I enjoy it still. And I mean, it's a bad film.
Considering I watched Jason Bourne and Finding Dory.
This is far better.
It's better than Jason Bourne.
It's got Jason Statham. It makes it better.
Oh, it's just the whole look. Like even with the action does look quite good, but it still has the tint of just straight to DVD-ness about it.
So you're movie mad, or are you mad about this movie?
I'm mad about this movie. It was painful to watch.
Well, next time, I think you'll find some joy, some upbeat feelings, some positivity in the film we will be playing. Maybe go to a thesaurus and have a look at that.
I don't know, because we didn't we haven't discussed.
I've chosen.
So I can't give a hint.
That was the hint. That was the hint.
Is it joy?
No, we shall never be watching a David O. Russell. Well, we'll be watching one David O. Russell film. Sorry, we will be watching a David O. Russell film eventually.
I have a feeling I know what it is, but I don't want to say the title because last week.
I
think they might have guessed it.
You were doing it wrong, and I'll give you a fuck montage to go home with. So next week, we'll have joy, we'll have fun, we'll have Seasons in the Sun.
No, it's joy and disgust and
fear and anger,
and
sadness and bing bong.
Wow, way to break my heart.
Bing bong.
We're gonna go off and cuddle each other for the week.
I'm gonna cry candy tears. Sing his song for Bing Bong. Until next time, this is Andrew Jones.
And this is Johnny Ellis, reminding you, just imagine Jason Statham as Bing Bong.
You cunts. Ah, your joy. I used to love you. I'm gonna sing my song. Bing bong, you slag. Fucking twat, Riley, you muppet. I'm from Louisiana. I'm Jason Statham. I love my music white. The home of blues, but I love flapper music. That was Silence the Mechanic.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Mechanic Resurrection coming soon.
Bye bye.
Are You Movie Mad is part of the Podnose Network, the UK's leading independent entertainment podcasting network. Produced and edited by Andrew Jones, executive producer George Grimwood. To find out more about Podnose's network, go to www.podnose.com.